Imagine this. The year is 1792, and you've just had a tough day working the shipping docks in Newcastle, England. You drag yourself into the nearest tavern, order an ale, and start sipping.
The atmosphere at the tavern is jovial. The ale tastes great, and you start to forget about your long day. As you tilt the cup back, your eyes wander to the inside of the mug. Inside the murky liquid, you spot two eyes staring back at you, the beady black eyes of a frog. You jump from your seat and drop the mug with a shout as the tavern erupts in laughter.
Two of mankind's oldest and most enjoyable traditions are drinking and practical jokes. We may think of pranks being a modern invention, but they actually have a rich and fascinating history. On this episode of The Learning Lodge, we'll learn how these two trends combined in a really neat way. Join us as we dive into the history of frog mugs.
Thankfully for the drinker in our story, frog mugs didn't actually contain live frogs. The beast at the bottom of the mug was simply a piece of ceramic or earthenware, molded and painted to look like an amphibian. Simpler versions of frog mugs contained a basic two-dimensional drawing of a frog, while more ornate mugs could contain a fake toad so realistic it could trick even the most eagle-eyed drinker. According to Hamish and Clark Antiques, in some cases the creature would gurgle and spit at the drinker through a hole in its mouth as the vessel was tilted and the dregs consumed. Practical joke mugs containing frogs or toads date from around 1775 and continued to be popular until the end of the 19th century. As mentioned before, an unsuspecting drinker would be surprised as he quaffed his beer to see a frog or toad emerging from the cloudy mead, and the amphibian came into view with predictable results. Some larger vessels had 2 or 3 handles and might contain several frogs or toads. These larger versions are a personal favorite of mine. It seems to me that this was a pretty hilarious way to prank the whole party when your guests realize the punch bowl they've been sipping out of all night has had a family of amphibians living in it. Frog mugs were first produced in the port city of Sunderland, England, before being copied in other places such as Staffordshire, Worcestershire, and Newcastle. These mugs were part of the tradition of drinking games such as fuddling cups and puzzle jugs, and were meant to startle the person using the mug when they see what was in the bottom of the mug they were drinking from. In their early days, they were most popular in taverns populated with sailors as a way to prank seamen from other cities or unsuspecting non-nautical patrons. The trend started to spread as more people realized the comedic opportunity of this simple prank, and more decorative versions of these mugs started to be produced. The exterior design of these cups would range widely. Some had a basic design, one that would blend in well with the ordinary drinkware at a tavern or alehouse. Others were much more ornate, with transfer-printed designs of scenery, quotes, or patriotic images. A number were produced to commemorate the Crimean War success or Napoleon Bonaparte's defeat. As transfer-printed designs surged in popularity for frog mugs, they became a canvas for an eclectic array of expressions and imagery. From patriotic slogans to timeless proverbs, educational verses to whimsical pictorial scenes, frog mugs adorn themselves with all sorts of sentiments and symbols. These mugs weren't just mass-produced. Many were personalized, bearing the names of individuals, hinting at their role as cherished gifts marking memorable occasions. But the creativity didn't stop there. Some frog mugs boasted raised designs showcasing intricate family seals or guild crests, adding an extra layer of sophistication and significance to these beloved vessels. Whether commemorating a special event or proudly displaying familial heritage, each frog mug told its own unique story, enriching the tradition with layers of personal meaning and artistic flair, and moving these cups away from simple devices to prank an unsuspecting drinker. As the demand for frog mugs rose to new heights, the supply did too, creating a mini economy around these drinking devices. These potteries, numbering around 25 in total, boasted an impressive array of skilled artisans and craftsmen, each contributing their expertise to the meticulous creation of these whimsical vessels. From the precise molding of clay to the delicate application of transfer-printed designs, every stage of production was executed with precision and care, ensuring the quality and charm of each frog mug produced. Some modern historians believe that these mugs were used for more than just impractical jokes. A possible use for frog mugs harnessed the power of the scare to spook people into health. Victorian medicine wasn't the most fact-based science, and they had some beliefs about medicine that sound outrageous by today's standards. There were a number of medical professionals who thought that a quick scare every now and then would keep you healthy and keep away fevers and headaches. Medicinal frog mugs filled this niche, providing a safe way to startle someone back into good health. Allegedly. Another possible alternative use for frog mugs strays away from using the frog as a means of fright, and instead uses it for fascination. Some historians have written about mothers using versions of these mugs to encourage a child to finish their drink so they can see the frog inside. Think of this like a Victorian version of getting a toy with your cereal at breakfast. Mugs with this exact purpose are actually marketed and sold to children today. Frog mugs eventually fell out of popularity, as all good pranks do. By the end of the 19th century, the fad had all but passed as people were either over it or people had become aware of the prank and stopped falling for it. Today, frog mugs make semi-frequent appearances in antique auctions, and some reproductions can be found on sites like Amazon. If any of you viewers have any first-hand experience with these mugs, please let us know in the comments, as we would seriously love to hear about it. On this channel, we try and create interesting content on parts of history that most people have never heard about. Liking the video and subscribing helps us grow tremendously. And if you have any comments, please leave them below. We always read and respond to all of them. Thanks for watching, and we hope to have you back soon.